So I want to remind you about ego. A lot of people think that an ego is a bad thing or a wrong thing, and I promise you it is not. So a lot of the times when you're saying, oh, that guy's got such an ego, right? He's got such a big ego. His head's so big, whatever, he's arrogant, all that stuff. What is happening is your ego is your teacher. It's the thing that shows you exactly what it is that you're working on. I promise you, every single one of you watching this video, I don't care how many years in an ashram you've taken or meditated on, you have an ego. You do. Because it's your teacher, it's your plaything, it's the thing that's going to show you the feedback mechanism that is this life that your body's creating. What it is that you're engaged in determines what the problem of the ego is, right? Like what it is that you're finding balance in. So, if you are saying that you do not have an ego, you probably have a bigger ego than the people that are not talking about that. It's fascinating because it's your signal that you're engaged. You're playing the game. And that's the point of being alive. If you don't have an ego, you're not learning. It's not happening. So stop trying to get away from it. And if you're noticing all these other things and like, ugh, I don't have an ego, you're disassociating. You're trying not to be a part of the game. You're trying to logically distance yourself. And that's so egoic. It just is ego in itself. Now the difference between them two is there's two separate systems, right? You have logic that has zero emotion involved, and you have emotion that has zero logic involved. You're trying to get the two to work together, right? Now, you're logically trying to explain away, oh, I don't need an ego, I shouldn't have an ego, I gotta stay away from anything that's feeding my ego, right? No. Because when you're feeding your ego, that's when emotions come into play. That's when you actually start to learn on an emotional level. If you're constantly combating that, you're not gonna make any progress, you're not even gonna be playing the game. You're literally dissociating and you're going to disconnect from what actually is important to you the entire time. So when you see somebody and observe somebody that you think is being egoic, you're making an emotional, logical war happen inside your body where you have an emotional response. That's why you say, ugh, the ego on that guy. Does that make sense? The ego on that guy. And you're trying to logically disassociate from how you feel. It has nothing at all whatsoever to do with anything but you learning to feel and process emotion. That's it.